Hello Comments Gate, it's your bud Rorschach here again. Can you hear the joy in my voice? I'm actually happy to be doing this video, which is in direct contrast to a lot of the other videos that I do here on my channel, where I'm reviewing comic books that are not designed for somebody like me. Arkhaven comics are designed for somebody like me. Look at the description to Alt Hero issue number 4. Inspired by the German government's crackdown on nationalists in Berlin, Antifa is now on the march in Paris, and despite being hunted by the police and the Global Justice Initiative, Jean-Michel Durand is determined to stand with his generation against the enemies of France. But how can even the most steadfast nationalists hope to stop Antifa when the riot police, a United Nations incident team and Captain Europa himself are standing in their way? So the authorities, including the superheroes in this book, are all working for Antifa. You're not going to see that in the mainstream comic book. In the mainstream comic book, the writers themselves are pro-Antifa. So the war in Paris, which is just nationalism versus globalism, is the war that's being played out in the mainstream comic books right now, with a complete lack of ideological diversity, in that the comic books that you're going to get in your comic book store, the DC, the Marvel and the Antifa indies, are all going to be supporting globalism. They're all going to be supporting what Antifa wants. So this is very, very different. This is unique, and this is exactly what I want in the pages of my comic book. Right, look at that front cover there. We got Antifa with their flag. We've got Captain Europa there in the middle with his European Union uniform. And we've got our heroes fighting for the future of France. There we have our friendly red masked, black clad Antifa mob. Right, so this is quite a simple comic book actually. It's not particularly difficult to see what's going on here. This is just a typical day in France with the United Nations doing what the United Nations does, and Antifa doing what they do. I love the way that Antifa are portrayed in this book. Creepy, obese and weird. And our heroes, there they are fit, trim, muscular, youthful and attractive. There they are. I like this little symbol there. You see it? The little sign there. I wonder what it could possibly mean. Look at that for yourself. There they are. I want a jacket just like that, and maybe in my flag, sorry, my the flag on my cap, rather than being the French flag there, I'd have a nice St. George's cross on my baseball cap instead. But this is all about the future of countries against the wave of globalization and the mixing, which our corporate elites and government elites both want. Obviously the corporate situation is becoming quite apparent at the moment, isn't it, with this wave of censorship that's going on. The corporations are becoming very censorious. They're becoming a problem, and they are not, they're not going to stand on the side of nationalism against the globalist agenda, which has been pushed by the governments and by academia and by the mainstream media. This video might be subject to censorship itself, just for existing. I'm sure it'll be demonetized, not because I'm saying anything particularly hateful, but just because I'm giving this comic book the air of publicity and telling people out there that there is an alternative to the mainstream. There is an alternative to your television, there is an alternative to Hollywood cinema, and there is an alternative to DC, Marvel and the Antifa friendly books that you're getting in your stores right now, who are going to portray things from only one perspective. And that perspective, as I've been saying so far in this video, is globalist. Globalist good, nationalist bad. This comic book, the opposite point of view. a nationalist good, globalist bad. So this is our generation identitaire heroes, and this is Antifa. There we go. Look at the faces of Antifa there, with the hair shaven on the sides, a Che Guevara t-shirt, and yeah, this is the new France. This is the globalized France. It's ugly, it's hateful, it's intolerant, and it's supported by the establishment, United Nations, and this new wave of quite naive superheroes with these young girls here who are hero worshipping Captain Europa, much the same way as young girls coming into the comic book industry right now would hero worship somebody like Mark Waid or Nick Spencer or Dan Slott or Mr. Bendis working for DC. But they're attacked by Antifa, because Antifa just attack anyone. They're like mad dogs, you know, just gnashing and raging. There's a really good image I want to show you. There's again, see the lady here? The true face of the resistance there. Slightly mentally unstable, morbidly obese, and not exactly very feminine, is she really? Yeah, the image I want to show you. There's a confrontation here between the two leaders of the groups there. There he is. There is no place for you here, generation idiot, as Chris Jericho would say. Here we go, this confrontation between the two leaders. And look what they're saying here. I'm here to defend France with my brothers and sisters. And yeah, Captain Europa, this is the point of view of the globalist elites, point of view of your typical comic book writers, point of view of the people who write your television scripts, point of view of the people who are writing the Star Wars movies. You defend what does not exist. They have the same right to be here as you. They are the new France. You lie, son of a Spanish W word. They are invaders. They have to go back. So who's going to win? I'm not going to spoil it. I just want to show you that image. There it is. How beautiful is that? Vive la Resistance. Vive la France. I'm particularly excited about issue number 5 because, bit of a spoiler there, we're going to my own backyard. We're going to London next issue. London is just down the road from me, and it's not exactly the London that I grew up with. It's a new London with some new people there who might not be as nationalist as I am. There's lots of middle class progressives who support the agenda, and there's lots of people from all over the world who are enjoying the new London, but perhaps not leaving their homes late at night. There being somewhat of a problem with crime in London at the moment. So hopefully that's represented in issue number 5. Hopefully I haven't spoiled the narrative of this too much for you, just giving you a bit of a taster of what to expect if you go onto Amazon Kindle Unlimited and check it out. It's available for you right now, and it only costs a couple of quid for a monthly subscription. You get all this stuff. This is where the real revolution is happening, I'm afraid. It's not going to happen in your comic book store, and I still haven't read any of those books that the Comicsgate Indiegogo crowd have been talking about for many months now. They might be great, I don't know. I'm still waiting for them. So if you really want to read something from a nationalist point of view, something which is going to give you what the comic book store this Wednesday most certainly will not and will never give you, then this is the place that you need to go to. You need to go to Alt Hero, written by Fox Day, and experience the revolution for yourself. This is it, happening right now, available on your iDevice. What are you waiting for? So there we go. That's Alt Hero issue number 4, The War in Paris. Can't wait to read issue number 5 to see what's happening in London. I'll be back tomorrow with some more comic book related stuff, and I might even comment on a certain election that's happening in America today. Got to be careful at the moment though, because it seems like if you even mention it and you're from, you know, my side of the fence, you're talking about no, I won't even say it. Certain issues that a certain man with wonderful hair is advocating for, then YouTube will clamp down on your video like a pit bull on its, you know, with its jaws around a tasty morsel of bacon. I like bacon. Is that bigoted of me? Okay, thanks for checking out the video. Please like and subscribe if you'd be so kind, and I'll be back as always later. See you guys.